Pray with me on the subject of walk with me. Merciful and mighty God, our giver and sustainer of life, the keeper of all our existence, the blesser of all our living. We thank you right now for the ability to hear your word, the ability to speak your word, the ability to breathe your word. We thank you right now in Jesus' name. Amen. I just want to talk to you about a young man that asked a question that changed the life of those that answered. This story opens with a young man walking alone. This young man looked a little weather beaten. You can see his tan line on his sandals. With a closer look, you can see the sweat marks on his clothes. This is the look of that we run away from and try to avoid, even in the church. But there is something about this man that makes you want to follow him. This young man just came back from spending time in the wilderness. In my mind's eye, I can see this man walking along the beach, reflecting and refreshing his mind. He called out to some young men he sees nearby. He called out and said, "Come and walk with me." Now we all know that from time to time we need to get away to ourselves. Then there are those times that we need somebody just to walk with us. I see this young man walking alone and seeing other young men setting up to go out about their daily routine. These young men was working in the family business. They were getting ready to go fishing for food and to sail. They understood that one day they would have to provide for the family, and fishing is the family business. These young men saw the young man walking and wondered, well, where was he going and why did he have to work too? Just at that moment, he called out to them, "Come and walk with me." I'm sure that they gave some thought to it, but out of the boat they came. These young men are like us today. We connect with people and don't know why. It is just something about certain people that draw us near to them. Some of these relationships are for life, and others are not. We form alliances with people, and some of them are kind of shady. One has a hot temper, while others are meek and mild. Then there are others that are high-minded, yet we find ourselves traveling together. If we could only know the road ahead, we would make better, worse choices. But these young men did not know the road ahead of them. Still, they left home and the family business. I'm sure that they heard that they were making a big mistake. We all know the discouraging things we hear when we dare to dream. If we make a move for ourselves, people will tell us about the mistake we are making. These are those people in life that seem to be on a mission to prick the balloon of everyone else. These young men heard that they were about to become fishers of men. This was a new turn for them, so they went to see the outcome. They find themselves in a synagogue on the Sabbath and hear the young man speak with authority never heard before. He spoke like a scribe, but he spoke with authority. They were amazed on the first stop of the journey because of the amazing act performed in the synagogue. There was an unclean spirit present, and it spoke out. The spirit challenged Jesus' authority. It said, "Whoa, player, what do you have to do with us? I know who you are. What do you have to do with us?" Have you ever seen people that acted tough in a crowd, but are always the weakest link? At that moment, he called the spirit out of the man. They did not understand that the word was going to get around, and they would have to hide out to get some peace. In the name of good, they would be hunted, and people would be pushing and shoving them. They did not understand that this walk would catch fire, and the word of mouth would spread far and wide. They soon learned that the good news spread fast, but bad news spread faster. They were just out for a stroll to learn how to be fishers of men. But first, they had to walk with him. I am sure this would present a problem today because people don't want to walk across the street. If you said, "Walk with me, roll with me," you more than likely would hear something like, "For what? Me? Walk? Where?" People are not open to walking too far today, but to walk from country, township, city, and county line. People are not just willing to walk today, but if they only understand the outcome of the walk, they too would walk with him. People would get in their car, drive across the street to the store to buy one item that can fit in the middle of their hand. Then they will get back in their car, drive back across the street, pull in the drive, and go in the house. The thought of walking makes these people break out in a sweat. But these young men heard the call to walk, and they answered the call. These young men started on a journey, and they started on a journey that would perplex them more than once. They did not know that they would be breaking Puritan laws and giving aid to the outcasts of society. They did not know that they would witness the healing of the sick. They did not know that the crowd would gather around and make it hard to walk down the street. They did not know that they would be in the company of lepers looking for help. They did not know that this man would not just walk by and ignore their suffering. They did not see the big picture. Thus, they missed the paradigm shift. They did not know that they were about to become movers and shakers in this crazy social order. They were a little like Dr. King. Dr. King says that an unjust law is no law at all. This is what I see these young men said to his friend as they walked along. I can hear in my mind's ear the call going out today. I hear the call saying, "Walk with me." I hear the call saying, "Let me make fisher of men out of you. I will teach you the way to the kingdom if you just walk with me." You can ask a man with an unclean spirit. You can even ask Simon, mother-in-law. I think that you should ask the crowd that gathered around the house that we were in to receive their healing. Yes, you can ask the leper that we met on the road that took me by the hand. These people can speak volume for me. These acts were against Puritan law, but the people needed help. And I am the helper that they needed for their ill. So, still, I ask you to come and walk with me. Thank you.